Hi, my name is John and this is Business Focus. In today's video, we'll be discussing the recent news that if you're an EV fan, in particular Tesla EV fan, there's some good news to rejoice in terms of of making EV vehicles becoming more popular, with Tesla allowing other car manufacturers to use their superchargers to be able to fast charge their electric vehicles here. And in this particular article on businessinsider.com, what's the reason for Tesla allowing competing car manufacturers in the EV market to utilize their supercharger? Is it out of the goodness of their heart, or is there some ulterior motive? So we'll take a deep dive look as to the reasons here. So let's take a closer look. So here's the real reason Tesla is letting rival car companies use its EV charging stations here. So obviously, in terms of the EV market as a whole, obviously the pioneer is Tesla here, and they've been at the forefront for decades now. But obviously, with other car manufacturers following suit in their footsteps, a lot of car manufacturers trying to catch up or even overtake their market positions in the EV market. But what's interesting, obviously, there's still a lot of issues, uh, I would say plaguing, but before actual more people adopt EV vehicles is obviously the technology and the infrastructure that's needed for the EV vehicles to be able to charge quickly, and accessibility for fast charging is the main problem. But in terms of fast charging, Elon's Tesla is able to develop a more quicker charging rate. I wouldn't say it's comparable to a quick turnaround from a gasoline station, but it's significantly much better than a traditional EV charger in other companies. They're able to do it, I think, in less than an hour, which is significantly faster, but still slower if you were to pump for gas in a regular pump station, which could take just minutes, less than 10 minutes, if that's the case. So why is Tesla even considering this or allowing this to occur? So let's take a closer look in the article. So if you have a Mustang Mach-E vehicle or even a Chevy Bolt, you can now charge your EV vehicle with the Tesla Supercharger station. Obviously, Tesla has its own proprietary North American charging system, or it's called NACS or NACS. What's interesting now, it's being incorporated into the new industry-wide standard for electric vehicle charging, which is obviously a big advantage for Tesla if that's the standard moving forward. But obviously, as mentioned earlier, compared to level 2 charger, which is significantly slower, Tesla's NACS system is split fast and offers some 20,000 plugs at nearly 1,800 stations in the United States alone. But obviously, 1,800 charging stations is not significant because obviously it doesn't charge quickly enough. So you have to wait and park there for some times. And if there's lots of EV vehicles on the road, that's a goal in the future. You have to wait a long time to be able to charge quickly your vehicle here. But the question here, as mentioned, why is Tesla decided to open the gates of its formerly walled garden supercharger station? Well, is it for money? Well, it mentions here the GM and Ford aren't even paying for access, according to the reports here. And even the federal government is already including Tesla standard in its new 7.5 billion program to encourage charger network build out. So there is plans in the future to add more charging station, which is, I think, is a must for the adoption to be more prominent in the future, so that more motorists who are interested in purchasing or owning an EV vehicle will make sense for them in the future. Anyway, and on the other hand, if you look at the NACS charger, the answer is as straightforward. So the charging or the charging trio, the consists of three big holes that are for electricity. It looks something like this one, so you can see the three big holes there. But if you notice at the bottom, there are two small holes on the left and right side. That's considered that's not part of the charging system for charging your EV vehicle, but it's more for transferring data, and that's the main reason that Tesla is interested in sharing or allowing other car brands to charge in their what do you call this, to charge in their supercharger here, so that they can keep track of everything that the vehicle is performing in this case. So what type of data here? It tracks the efficiency of the braking system. Obviously, this affects the battery usage and the lifespan. To determine how often drivers use the AC is another. And then the ports of its charger pulled out even more information. So by plugging in Ford and GME, or hopefully other car manufacturers in the future, uh, Tesla is able to siphon off data from its rivals as well. And obviously, that's a big no-no if you're the competing car manufacturer, not giving them information. But if they are allowed to do it, which is obviously they're at a disadvantage, gives primary market advantage for Tesla here. And obviously, with the current situation, data is king. The more data that you accumulate, it gives you insight as to how other car manufacturers are able to perform in terms of their usage. Is it at same capability? Are they still lagging behind? If so, how far are they? Are they close? Are they closing the gap? And so forth and so forth here. Now, obviously, this works both ways, trying to protect its interest by finding ways to be able to protect the information, not giving them total access to the vehicles here. Now, it mentions here that uh, the purpose of being able to better understand the vehicle's performance is to ensure that the optimal health and electricity efficiency of a stacked lithium ion batteries is the core feat of all electric vehicles, which obviously the lifespan of the, not necessarily the lifespan, but the duration that you're able to use in one single charge, is it comparable to a combustible engine if it's under a full tank here? And obviously being able to improve the technology, the efficiency of your electric battery is important, and being able to quickly fast charge similar to your smartphones or any device that uses lithium ion is important to be able to be able to spearhead the innovation and evolution of and even adoption of EV vehicles in the future here. Now, that's still a long ways to go, but obviously in the eyes of Tesla, I think they're positioning themselves that they are able to provide those services, and at the same time, it's similar to akin to killing two birds with one stone, offering the service and gain that competitive advantage even further. Even if other car manufacturers is able to create their own superchargers, but they will be years or decades behind by the time they're able to create their own chargers or other competing company here. Even if Ford and GM is finding ways to prevent Tesla from actually gathering those information, but obviously whoever is able to access them first will always have that competitive advantage here. And what's interesting that Tesla's future is obviously not just focus on improving the technology of their EV batteries, but also focus on their software in terms of focusing on the self-driving features, which is another key issue that I've been prominent about. That it's not necessarily a self-driving vehicle as of yet, but as they gain more data, which is a learning algorithm, that eventually it will get to the point it will reach level 5 autonomy to be considered full autonomous vehicle. But as of right now, it hasn't reached to that point. But they need more information to be able to do that. So not just the technical details of how Tesla vehicles drive, but from other vehicles, if they can get those information and integrate that seamlessly in their system, to give that the superior advantage in the marketplace, which I think is the long term, I think, vision or goal of Tesla here for Elon Musk himself. So we will wait and see what else is Tesla cooking up in terms of moving forward. I think the Tesla truck is still pending. We're still waiting what their plans is, and obviously there are still uh, bits and bobs and issues that EV vehicles is still encountering, that is still far ways from being able to replace combustible engine here. But we'll see in time. I'm still hopeful, but I'm not one of those early adopters that's going to be on the bandwagon, because tends to create a lot more issues than necessary, and we haven't seen what are the long-term side effects if you do own an EV vehicle for decades of a time, and if it's going to be a good investment or not. But we'll see. Anyway, that's it for this week. Come back again on Wednesday for more business update. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Take care.